It's Eden Village Homestead, 'cause we're home instead.
Hi, I'm Nava Sherwood. I am the operations manager here at Eden Village West, and this is Eden Village Homestead video, where we're at home instead, but we're still finding ways to connect with the land and with each other. In this video, we're going to be making homemade sparklers, which are a really fun way to add more simcha, joy, to a celebration. So let's get started. Okay, for our ingredients, we have gloves to protect our hands. I have some wax paper down on my work surface as protection as well. A big glass bowl for mixing. Cotton thread for soaking in the mixture. I braided mine, it's 100% cotton. I also have metal skewers that I'm going to be putting my cotton thread on, so I have something to hold on to when they're sparkling. We have very, very hot water, and we have 36 grams of potassium nitrate and 24 grams of just plain sugar. As we get started, I want to talk about the main active ingredient in our sparklers, which is called potassium nitrate. This is what I bought. This particular one comes in a bottle, most do. It is also known as saltpeter, and it's traditionally been used for things like fireworks. It's also been used as a meat preservative. It's currently used in toothpastes. It has a lot of different applications. We used to get it as a byproduct of some forms of composting, and now it's mostly harvested or mined in desert locations. So it is a mineral, and by itself it's actually not flammable. It's very stable. However, when you mix it with other things, then it becomes flammable, which is how it works in our sparklers. So as with all of our videos, make sure you have an adult helping you with this. Be careful, and you can find this in hardware stores. You can find this in some culinary supply areas, so it's not really hard to get a hold of. You do want to store it in a cool, dry place just to make sure it doesn't get mixed with anything else. Okay, so let's get going. So now we're going to take these ingredients, put them in our mixing bowl. And I'm using a metal stirrer, not metal, I'm using a wooden stirrer because metal can sometimes react. And so I'm just limiting any possible reactions beyond what we actually want to happen. So right now I'm just mixing the potassium nitrate, which is also called saltpeter, and the sugar until they're evenly mixed. So it's easier for them to dissolve, and so we'll know that the mixture is pretty homogeneous or evenly incorporated, so that we know that all of the threads are getting the same amount of both of the ingredients, and we aren't just coating some in sugar. Okay, now I'm going to start adding the water. And you want enough water to both dissolve this and have enough liquid to really soak your threads in. So down here at the bottom, some of the mixture is still not quite dissolved. Most of it dissolved right away, which is really nice and simple. Okay. That part is done. And now we're going to take the cotton thread and just soak them in there. You want them to be completely saturated in the mixture. So submerge them and then just let them sit for a little bit to let them absorb as much as they can. And do make sure that you're only using 100% cotton. Flax could work, hemp may also work, but it's not as absorbent. I wouldn't recommend wool. I think that would burn a lot more and you don't want to use any synthetic fibers because those will just melt. And they might have a funny reaction as well. Okay. So I'm going to let most of those soak in there. I'm going to grab a skewer here. Pull out one of these. And I'm just going to thread it onto my skewer a little bit. You can also use some thin wire just to give it stability. Really, whatever is easiest for you to put the threads on or even wrap the string on, and that you can then hold on to safely. You can also just have the plain string, let it sit and dry, and then hold it with like a clothespin. Okay, so that's on there, and now we're going to just let it set out and dry. And here it's a nice hot dry day, so I'm gonna let it set out probably the rest of the afternoon, and then they should be fully dry. Okay, we're gonna check on these when they're nice and dry and see how they go. And here's our sparkler in action. I'm super excited to use ours to add some joy and celebration to Bella. Let us know how you use yours, and we'll see you next time at Eden Home and Stead.